Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another banging video. So, if you're new, be sure to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and join the family. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and help your girl out. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about Riri and A$AP Rocky taking London Fashion Awards. Now, earlier this evening, we saw photographs of Rihanna, and she was dressed in this beautiful blue ensemble. She had a bustier top. The girls were, peeking through the heels. It looks really, really great. And A$AP Rocky, he was right on theme, but many people believe that, this is not the typical A$AP Rocky look, because we know that when it comes to fashion, A$AP Rocky is never lacking. He has always nailed it. But I'm going to tell you all this. You see, A$AP Rocky understands fashion like none other. You know how Ye would often say things and people thinks that it's wild, it's crazy, redundant, ridiculous. He doesn't do a good job of delivering, you know. So basically, that's A$AP Rocky when it comes to fashion. He's always ahead. Just as when Ye speaks, at the time, it doesn't make sense. But 2 years later, it makes a lot of sense. That's A$AP Rocky when it comes to fashion. He understands fashion in that country. He definitely do, because I can tell you that as a Jamaican, we have so many people in London, England. And as such, I can tell you what the fashion trends looks like, what he was going for, and all of that jazz. I can also tell you the same with Riri. Fun fact, when these British citizens shows up in Jamaica, they show up and they show out, and the fashion often tends to seem a bit dated, but it's not. Trust and believe, it's not, okay? No. Let's talk about it, because Rihanna definitely, slayed at this look. I believe Julia Fox was there as well. But let's get into this report coming from TMZ so that you guys can have some more details that wasn't readily available to us, so we can pull it from TMZ. They're saying Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are looking like real fashion killers over in England, turning heads at the London Fashion Awards. The Love and the Brain singer and the fashion killer rapper are at Monday's event across the pond, looking absolutely spectacular, with Riri commanding all the attention with her furry blue outfit. It's the girls that was commanding the attention, not even the outfit. Now they're saying Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are at Royal Albert Hall to accept his Cultural Innovator Award. Let's pause a bit, because this award, if it was the United States, it would have been someone like Kylie who have gotten this award. But because it's, London, England, where that level of biasness is not so high, make no mistakes, biasness and all these things, it exists everywhere you go. But with somewhere like, or practically anywhere outside of the United States, you're not going to find it to be such a dogma. And when I say such a dogma, I mean a practice. It would come off as though it's a culture, it's a norm, when it's not. So it's called dogma, right? So I'm just saying, this Cultural Innovator Award. Remember that Kyliejenner had gotten a similar award for, launching her brand Kai collection. Now, make no mistakes, it's not as though I'm trashing the girl, because I do give Kylie her props. Yes, they do copy a lot, but I do give her props. But it's just the truth is the truth. And when we speak the truth, oftentimes people believe that you're hating on a individual, and it's not, because it's like the information is there. The event took place, the action, was done, the word was said, and all I'm doing is just repeating it, so that cannot be hateful, right? No, let's continue. They're saying, he was at Royal Albert Hall to accept his Cultural Innovator Award, and reports from the UK say the couple showed up fashionably late. That's really them. People may say, it's a Caribbean thing. Maybe you're right. They're saying not to be outdone, Julia Fox and Jodie Turner-Smith. I love that girl. I don't know if it's because Jodie Turner-Smith is of Jamaican descent. There's something so beautiful about her. She's so authentic. And you see, when Jodie Turner-Smith comes to Jamaica, do you think she's hitting up those five-star restaurants? Maybe occasionally, but you bet your ass. If you go to certain parts of Jamaica when Jodie Turner-Smith is in Jamaica, you're going to be hanging out with her at the corner cook shop. She's going to get herself the street food because she knows that is what truly hits. She's really down to earth, though. If you say hi to her, she's going to talk to you as though she's known you for quite some time. Not that she doesn't have boundary or standards, but she's just really, really a nice, relatable person. And she talks to you as though she has known you forever. She's like that. When she steps into a store and she walks in, she doesn't want to command attention, but it's as though she cannot help it but to say, hi guys, how are you all? It's as though she feels extra warm and bubbly being on the island. I don't know. But let's continue, right? So they're saying, Julia Fox and Jodie Turner-Smith turning heads too. This is an event that Julia Fox is definitely worthy of being at because she definitely loves fashion too, and she doesn't play it safe when it comes to fashion. So yes, kick rocks, Kardashians, kick rocks. Now, they're also saying that, they were there and are turning heads too. Julia showing lots of skin in all white get up that's heavy on the makeup. That's one of Julia Fox, signature thing, being heavy on the makeup. Now, other celebs piling into the event include singer Joe Jonas and fashion designer Tom Ford plus Nicola Coughlan. Now, Rebel Wilson in the house too. And they're saying, click the gallery for some more photographs. No, I'm happy that I read this article because it really did provide some insight that I wasn't able to get from Vogue or any of those other people when I was on Instagram just looking around, So I'm happy that I read through this article from TMZ. Now, I find this really interesting to see how the fashion world in England is, how different it is. I've always found it to be fascinating, even, like their nail polish and how they polish their nails and the makeup and all of that. It's really, really always interesting to me. But I have to say, kudos to A$AP Rocky. This is an award that is definitely well deserved. And if I may say so, long deserved, over deserved, and definitely he's an icon and he's a legend. He gives Karl Lagerfeld, but with a little bit of gangster, if you understand what I mean. Also, I know that because A$AP Rocky is so highly in tuned into his fashion senses and creativity, many people may not see this as art. Oftentimes we have Tasha K, who basically trolls A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. She often refers to him as being gay and being at Diddy parties and all of that jazz. And sometimes some things are funny until it's not funny, because I'm not going to use a Cardi B lawsuit against her, but I'm just saying, she always takes the opportunity to insult A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. And I cannot understand it because A$AP Rocky and Riri, they really don't bother anyone. It's not as though they have a messy life out there and they're giving people reasons to just, trash them. No, that's not the couple that they are. So it's always interesting to see how she really picks on A$AP Rocky and speaks about his sexuality. It's really not anything pleasant to do. And if A$AP Rocky was gay, straight, bisexual, or whatever it is his choice. And I believe that everyone has something that they have to work around, work with, or whatever you may call it, right? But that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. Let me know what are your thoughts. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up. Share if you care. Stay safe and see you guys later. Bye, guys.